Okay, well, since it's a snow day today, I thought I'd stay in and do a few things to the gremlin, a few more things to it. I was going to try to rebuild the carburetor, but I don't want to dink with that and have to open the door because it's windy and just snowing, so I don't want to deal with the cold. And besides that, it takes a while to heat up the garage and all that fun stuff. Anyways, so I was thinking, I was talking about doing the black little areas here, and then it's kind of tough to see, but there's some not real bad dents, but there's some dents on this door. And I thought maybe I could take the door panel off and try to pound out a few dents on it to make it look a little better. They don't show up good on camera, but when you're actually outside looking at the car, they're pretty noticeable, and they stick out pretty well, so they make the car look a little bit crunchy. And then probably take these mud flaps off completely and just get rid of them. And then I'll probably try to clean up these wheels maybe and paint the center part of them black instead of the gold. And then I'll probably try to pull off the front bumper here and fix the bumper, and I'll probably go ahead and cut the grill the way I want to cut it. I don't have the material for it today, but get the grill cut. So the areas I'm going to paint black, I thought I would try this stuff out. I bought this can for something, but I don't think I've ever really used it on anything. It's pretty well full. But you don't have to prep the surface or anything according to it and all that good stuff. So I thought I would try this, so if it turns out really horrible, I can just peel it off the car and, you know, don't have to make a big mess out of it. I doubt I have enough of that to try to do the hood, but we'll see. But I figured just kind of focus on the driver's side today and see what we can get accomplished, and trying to get the gremlin looking a little bit more better. Alright, well, the first thing I did is just kind of taped it where I think it's symmetrically right. But anyways, it's kind of a weird, spreads out on this car, so it should look okay from a distance. And I taped everything, and then I took a razor blade and I just carefully rounded out my edges, you know, so it kind of has a nice little taper to it. So I'm going to put a little bit more tape around here, even though that thing says, the paint says you don't have to mask off anything. I'm gonna mask off some of my stuff. And then it tells you not to scuff anything. I'm not gonna scuff it, but I am gonna clean the paint really good before I try to paint that stuff on there. So far, that's what we got. Well, it's the second coat, and sadly, this stuff here, I don't know if maybe the mixture's bad or something. I shook it for a long time, but pretty much all I want to do is just run straight down. I mean, you would just leave a clear film and then all the black itself would run down, so I don't know. So now, just had to scuff it down a little bit with a Scotch pad and clean it with some acetone, and just used the trusty dusty black lacquer paint, and second coat. Doesn't take this stuff very long at all to dry, so we'll get another coat on there, and hopefully it looks just really good, because it is going to be what it is, and I don't feel like painting this car right now. Well, that's what it looks like. Oh, you can see me in there. So these little weird areas here is that weird peel-away tape that's kind of sunk its way in, so I'll have to take a razor knife and clean up a few of those little spots. But yeah, right here it got kind of bad right there, but no big problem. I can clean those up, and you know, I really don't know if they go all the way back. I guess I could have went and looked at it real quickly, but you know, all in all, gives the gremlin a little bit more flavor. My biggest problem with it is it's just too green. It had no other colors going on, so I think that'll add a little factor to it there. So alright, well, while that completely dries, I am going to work on some of these dents. That's what I'm going to do. Well, I would be just tickled if I could get these dents out here. We're close to it. Especially these. They just really make the car look rough when you're looking at it. I don't know how well I'll be able to do any of this, but anyways, first thing you guys got to do is take your door panel off, which really isn't that hard. I think there's a couple screws on the bottom. There's one there, one there, one there. That one's missing. There's a weird little screw on the right there, and then that piece of trim comes off. Then there's a couple screws in the door arm thing, and then there's a screw in that holds the door handle, and then you gotta take your window crank off, and then I think you just kind of pop that off. So I'll get that popped off. I got my little hammer set that I'm sure I'll make a real mess of this door with, but we'll give her a try. Well, it's gonna be tough to see, but now I got like 90% of that dent out of the door. Both of those dents. Unfortunately, all these little dents are underneath the door sheet metal itself. I can't get to these. I was just barely able to get to those. Which, I mean, there's just a tiny bit of waviness in there. So I'm really happy with that. Paint's just about done drying. Same about doing a black strip on the very bottom rocker panel, just on the rocker panel, kind of like how the AMX has that trim on there, but do that one in black, but I haven't really put much more effort into it. I was going to check out my local auto parts store too and see if they had the pinstripe. Be kind of cool to re-pinstripe it. But yeah, she's starting to look better. That's all that matters. Alright, well, get this bumper off. I'm sure I gotta get under the car. But before I take it off, I'm gonna see if I can't do anything with it on the car. I'm going to get this grill off. I don't think there's too much to hold the grill on. A few screws. All that broke out. It's probably a screw under here somewhere holding it on. Oh yeah, right there. So I'll get what's left of this grill off. And then that way I can see if I can't work on this a little bit without having to tear the whole thing off. Alright, well I gotta take off the bumper. So So I took my paint pen and marked the bumper where it needs to go back. And then it's kind of hard to see, but there's only a couple bolts that hold the bumper on both sides, so there's 4 altogether. Drop her down and see what we can do to get that out of there. Now it's better than it was. It's got a little bit of a dimple in there still, but I clipped out the rest of that crunchy grill out of there. I still haven't decided if I'm just going to cut them where they're straight and just run a bunch of bars in it. Probably be about the best thing to do. Because I have no idea where I'd even be able to find a grill for this. I don't know if the Hornet grills are the same thing or not, but yeah. Well, she's coming along. So she looks a little better here, and as we go, as we do things here and there to it. So. Well, I think they came out pretty good. I cleaned up a little bit of the crud on this that was kind of hanging off from that rip away black paint, so it'll be dirty soon enough and you'll never even know the difference. But it's got kind of a weird zany dent right there. I don't know if I can get that one out. And then there's one there. Other than that, I don't really think. I don't actually think this side has any dents on it. Usually it's the passenger side that's been crashed, going in the ditch and stuff on these cars up here from sliding off in ice storms and whatnot. But there's the driver's side on this grim one that was kind of dented up, so I don't know. But I think what I'm going to do with this grill is I'm going to maybe just trim up that and leave this kind of curve in here and try to kind of fiberglass or something these two back together, and then do the same thing here, and then just do some flat bars in there for the grill, just to kind of keep it with that round thing. And then I'll have to figure out some way of, you know, tapering it off. That's what I was thinking. If I kind of squared it off, it'll be easier to take a flat piece of metal and kind of close up the front, but I haven't figured it out yet. I wish there was more of the grill left, but this one's broken more than this one. It'd be really cool if this one here was sticking out just a little bit further, because then I could maybe match something up and kind of mold myself something there and then just fill in the center of the grill. But I don't know yet. I've got too many irons in the fire. I'm just kind of wanting to get this here a little bit more presentable to be driven around, and then I got to get back on getting the hood done for that. But unfortunately that fiberglass stuff stinks real bad, and kind of want to wait until it's warmer to finish that, but you know, I've got 2/3 of the hood done, so I may as well finish it. So we'll see. But anyways, I'm just pondering in my mind here, so. Alright, well, that's probably going to just wrap up this quick little video on what I got done on the Gremlin so far. I'm just I'll paint the same thing on the other side and clean my paint marks off the doors. Like I said, it's really hard to show up on camera, but almost got that dent completely out, so pretty happy with that. And then I gotta find some better mirrors. Those definitely aren't the factory mirrors. But I don't know, I might piddle on that a minute too. We'll see. Well, I just can't get up in there, but you can just barely see it. And it's really not even much of a dent anymore. I don't know why the color changes so it's seeable, but you can't really get up in there too well. The only access port is that little triangle there, and it's kind of up in there a little bit. And I ain't gonna even mess with that one. But, well, anyways, I'm pretty happy with the little bit of work I've done to it. I gotta find one of these yet. And I need to find a little piece of trim that goes here. But, alright, well, just a quick little stay inside and don't freeze video here. So, hope you guys enjoy. Thanks for watching.